Testing 1, 2, 3. This is Listen and Leap.
All right.
All right, let's do this.
Welcome to Listen and Leap, where we meet inspiration with action. I'm joined here today with a man of many names, Leo, Godfather, Uncle Leo, Joe, Uncle Joe, a man to many of us who's a spiritual teacher
Hmm.
and now a newly minted author of You're Perfectly Whole, Just Forgot. Why did you take the leap of writing this book?
A friend of mine sent me a TikTok video of someone that he said sounded like me, and I watched it, and I it inspired me to um, to share the message, the good news. And at the time, I'd already been teaching the class on love and forgiveness for over a decade, and I just thought, wow, people are really being freed up and affected positively from what we do in class. So I just thought, now's the time.
Now's the time.
Now's the time.
Now's the time. Where did that confidence come from? I heard a stat just the other day. I heard a stat that 80% of people feel like they have a book inside of them.
Mm.
2% will write the book, and less than 1% will ever publish the book. So I hold in my hands an advanced reader's copy
Yes.
of You're Perfectly Whole, You Just Forgot.
Yes.
You are now about to be in the less than 1% of those who have published a book
Wow.
come August when it's released.
Yeah.
But how did you go from that 80% of being inspired to the 2% that's actually written it
Yeah.
to now the less than 1%? Walk me through what that process was like for you.
In 2009, I was just writing,
Okay.
and it was a journey of what I was experiencing, of reading A Course in Miracles. It was a gradual journey, and I guess the leaping part was I woke up one day and I really listened to the voice inside me that said it was time. So when you say that, was it 80% are called to, I actually think 100% of us have a story, and
Amen to that.
and it's just a matter of us, as what the podcast is named, listening and leaping, and trusting the message. And even now, as I stand here 3 years later after turning in the first manuscript, I'm more understanding of what was written. It's crazy. The book was written, and I'm understanding the book more in its message. And as I'm understanding it more and more each day, I am totally excited about sharing the news that's within it and sharing how it has positively affected me and so many people for over a decade.
I love it. What is the good news?
The good news is that you are perfect, whole, and complete, and that there is a God that loves you and has created you that way. It is unconditional, it is unchanging, it is inalienable, and it is powered by love.
Powered by love.
Yeah.
In this exact spot,
Yes.
I don't know how many years ago,
Mm.
I asked the question of the whole God thing is just not resonating for me.
Right.
I was raised by a God that I didn't like having a relationship with all that much.
Mm.
It felt punitive. I felt like I was being punished often. I felt really guilty
Yes.
if I wasn't perfect. And I really struggled with this concept of God because I pictured this old man with a long white beard
Right.
sitting in a throne staring down at me and just nitpicking every move that I make.
Right.
And so I want to ask the question of, what if that just doesn't work for me? What if the whole God thing doesn't work for me? What would you say then?
And as I told you many years ago, don't worry so much about the word, and instead use whatever comes to you in your heart and trust the truth within to and trust the relationship that is clearly there because you're talking to someone or something,
Yeah.
and to trust that there's something greater than what you know, and that there is something out there listening and orchestrating your life and everyone's ever so perfect. So worry not so much about the name you have for that entity, but instead be open to having a relationship with whatever and whomever you're talking to.
So who is God to you? Who or what? Who or what is God to you? Who's your personal
Yeah.
God?
So, being raised Catholic and uh, seeking so many different ways of having a relationship with Him through different churches, for me, uh, on a very traditional sense, it's Jesus. And I, from a very young age, feel like I've always had a relationship with Him. Where it got convoluted for me was going to church and having a relationship with Him on a very personal level and not agreeing with what I was hearing at churches, right?
Okay.
So there was a huge disconnect. And so in my college years, I started looking into different modalities, whether it be like Buddhism, Taoist, or uh, non denominational Christianity, that I realized, wow, you know, in all this, what I'm really seeking is a relationship with Him. And so for me, it is a relationship with Jesus. And I know just on my own journey that when I stayed true to just having a relationship, the discovery and the remembrance of the truth that existed in me is what really excited me.
Just so we can be brought along on your spiritual journey,
Yes.
what didn't resonate initially?
Questions come up with, wow, if there's a God, then why are there so many awful things that happen?
Yeah.
And what really tied it all in together for me was in 2009 when I discovered A Course in Miracles.
Okay.
And A Course in Miracles was scripted by a woman named Helen Schuckman, who took about 5 years to hear an internal voice within her. And she wrote the book out. And when she went to go publish it, she wanted no authorship to the book.
Hmm.
And she wanted no authorship because it didn't make sense to her. I mean, here she is writing about love and the Holy Spirit and some higher power, and she was atheistic in nature,
Okay.
and she was raised Jewish, and she taught psychology um, at Columbia Medical School. So it
Okay.
went against so much that she was taught,
Mm-hmm.
and yet here she was writing about something, scripting it, and realizing, wow, there's a lot that's so different than what she knows of psychology and approach to life, but she also knew that it was consistent and true. So with me, so uh, in my journey to just to maintain my relationship with God and Jesus, um, I was led to this book, and I know that it could be seen as pretty controversial, but when I read it, and I'll make the claim that I was blessed to understand uh, the the writings and the diction and the vernacular. It took me really long time. It took me
Yeah,
like
yeah.
over 3 years.
You've read it a few times,
I've read
right?
it more than a few times, but yeah. So in that understanding, what what came to whole life, it came to me was that, oh, if I see and only know of love, then everything that I've ever been searching for is answered. And I think that that is the great news that I want to share with everyone
Yeah.
is that there is a love within you that is so powerful and unchanging that if you would just pause, if you would just stop and know that and experience it, whatever you're going through, I can make this promise that you will be better, and it'll be a step in the it'll be the step in the direction of remembrance, the remembrance of your relationship and oneness with everyone around you.
Beautiful. If I were to ask you, so you said you can trust that you'll be better.
Yes,
What do you mean? What am I going to be better at?
I think that what that means is that you are going to be you are going to be better at letting go of all the things that you think that you're worried about,
Uh,
which is always time, money, and circumstance. It's always this physical shell realm that we're in, and that is always our problems. All our problems are based on what is tangible physically.
mhm.
But so when you ask like when you will be better, when I it'll be in a step of the remembrance of the truth within you, and when you know that, then I say all your problems begin to fade away, begin to wash away, and what you're left with is the wholeness that always existed.
So when I initially hear better, I think I'm kind of in this physical realm of more fit, richer,
Right.
higher status. What does it mean to be better in this sense?
Better in the sense of recalling the spiritual truth within you. And I believe that we are all given two things. We're given our bodies,
Mhm.
and we're given an eternal soul that can never die. And so when I say better, it's you recalling um, this eternal soul that can never, ever leave you unless you forget.
Okay.
And so when things are better, I say you return to right mindedness.
Mhm.
So A Course in Miracles is about not performing a miracle like there's going to be a unicorn coming at you, but um, a miracle is actually remembering your wholeness and remembering the truth within you. So whenever you return to that right mindedness, you are performing a miracle. And so that if the moment you remember that, then you are better because there is the only true healing and the only true better is that of the mind.
Okay.
So let me be very clear. Your physical circumstances may, and on the most part, probably won't change, but what will change is your peace of mind. What will change is the knowledge of all that you are. And when you know you have everything, then nothing can really bother you.
Yeah. Is it safe to say that the better that you're talking about is truer?
I think truth is true and love is love. I guess perhaps better would mean the discernment and the wisdom of knowing that which is fear and that which is coming from love. I think
Mm,
that, yeah, so the better that we're talking about is being discerning
mm.
as to which one my actions are honoring. Like, let me take a step back. A question I often ask people is, who are you without a body? And I invite people very much so to take on that question. Like, who are you without a body? And
So since this is a podcast and I get to ask you questions,
yeah, please.
who are you without a body?
Mm, I'm everything. I'm everything in accordance to love, everything in accordance to how I was created by God. I am love, I'm light, I'm joy, and I get to share that powerfully. And so, and it doesn't mean that I'm perfect. And it doesn't mean that my days aren't without angst or without things that happen. I still have time, money, and circumstance that I have to deal with. But the reality is that when I just pause and remember that which is eternal, which is my soul, then that is a wonderful place to start and end with.
If I may,
Please.
one of the quotes that I pulled out of the book was, "You cannot think your way to new actions. You must act your way to new thoughts."
Yes.
And I thought that was such a beautiful quote and very aligned with the intention of this project, which is ultimately an attempt to inspire action,
Right.
inspire positive, inspired action.
Right.
What are some of the ways that you apply this on a daily basis in your life?
So trusting your wholeness, trusting love is the way to that. Meaning, look, we live in a world where the constant conversation of more, better, different is upon us. Like someone's better than us, or they're less than, or I'm less than. But instead, if we were to uh, trust that we are whole and that love is 1,000% within us, how would that change our actions before us? We're not taught to trust love. And so, but if we, in our challenging situations, just say, hey, this whole situation sucks, but I'm going to trust love to go before me and to be of me, that I don't have to worry about the mechanics and I don't have to worry about the direct results in front of me, but I get to trust love fully. What I really challenge or invite people to take on is trust love fully. Don't worry about what the results are before you, and just know that what you are seeking will be fulfilled and will be answered. And I know, just based on me and the many people that have taken my class, that it has changed their life. What begins to change is as they are in action, trusting love and seeing it before them, they slowly begin to see the results, the change and the transformation around them.
I'm curious how you bring this belief of wholeness, of inherent wholeness, into your daily life and practice. Like, is it that I'm looking in the mirror every morning and saying, I am whole, I am whole, I am whole, until up until the point that I actually start believing it, and then I start my day?
Yeah.
Like, completely valid tactic, but I'm just curious what is your practice around remembering?
If I am not at peace, or if I'm not just in a good place, and let's just say I'm anxious or depressed, or I am just being rocked in whatever circumstance for the day, then I know that I'm not trusting love, but that I'm trusting fear. That if I'm not trusting love, then I am trusting um, then I'm trusting what is not whole, and which cannot be of me. So yeah, I think that trusting love begins with being seeing how things are sitting for you in the day. And if you're not feeling zen, if you're not feeling like you want to scream happiness and love to everyone, and including yourself in the mirror, then you've bought into something else.
What am I buying into if not trusting love?
Oh,
what am I buying into?
You're buying into fear, which is time, money, and circumstance. You're buying that there's something conditional up that will affect your peace. So if you are not like here, one of the things that I'm clear about, that when I am sharing people's wholeness, when I am sharing that um, you are perfect, whole, and complete, what I've experienced over the last decade is that people will pause and they'll there's something within them that knows it,
Uh-huh.
and at the very least are hoping it.
Uh-huh.
And then the next step is like, I believe you, but how do I get there? And because I think that work's already done, and that's a great starting point. I'm here to just people like, hey, did you? I have something to remind you about. You're whole. And I think
What's the typical reaction to that? If
I
you,
think it's always a pause, and people are I what I experience is that people are like, I know, but I didn't think anybody else knew, and I just want to remember with you.
yeah, yeah,
And I experience that all the time. I mean, we'll stop someone. Hey, I just want to know that you're full. They'll look at you, and they're like, either some people are like, damn right, and then some people are
some people already know it.
yeah. I
They got
think
it covered.
it really does stop people dead in their tracks. If and they're like, I just want to remind you, you have an infinite amount of money in the bank,
Hmm.
and they're like, I do.
Hmm. Well, it's an interesting example you bring up of like, if I'm honest, one of the most consistent narratives rolling in my head is not enough money.
Hmm.
And even if I feel like I have enough money, I'm going to run out someday. So that
Yeah,
breeds anxiety for the future. I'm going to go broke. I'm going to be homeless.
yeah,
And it's a reminder to remember whenever I come up against this belief that I'm not going to have enough money, and money being a reason not to love in this circumstance,
right.
whatever I'm facing. And whenever I whenever I take on this belief of I'm not going to have enough,
Yeah,
I am negotiating away my wholeness,
absolutely.
and I am negotiating away my choice to love. And it's the story that I'm telling myself about why I'm justified in not loving. And that when I hear you say these things, I zoom out a little bit and I'm just suddenly like, really? Like what is the money for? What am I saving for? What am I attempting to acquire that I don't have already?
Good question. Yeah. Tell,
What is
tell
it?
me, tell the.
I love the question. I love the question that you pose in here, which is like, what is it that I think that I want?
Right.
When I read that line, it stopped me dead in my tracks. Where it
Yeah.
was like, what is it that I think I want that
Yeah.
I don't have
That
already?
you don't already have. Yeah.
And it's sort of like it's like my ego doesn't want to look at it at all. My
Right.
ego doesn't want to look at, no, 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 just keep your head down, keep making more money, like keep
Right.
keep producing, keep there's some future thing out there that's going to be
Yeah.
better than what I have right now. That's that better. The more, the better.
Yeah.
More, better, better, better.
Conditions, conditions, conditions.
Conditions. There's going to be a better condition somewhere out in the
Right.
future that I'm working towards.
Right.
But when the question got posed, what is it that I think that I want? It's like I kind of come back to this answer of like some version of peace, happiness, joy.
Right.
When I'm really burned out, then it's rest. Like I just want to relax a little bit.
And how
Like I,
how exhausting.
yeah.
Like it's this treadmill of
Striving,
oh my goodness.
striving, acquiring. Like it's just like there's some future state where I'm suddenly going to be able to rest.
Mm.
That is the like implicit narrative that's running in my head. And when I got asked that question of what is it that I think I want, that is the answer.
Yeah.
But then the follow up question becomes, what is it that you think you want that you don't have already?
Right.
And it's sort of like I don't have this permission to relax.
Yeah.
I don't have this permission to pause and take a breath. I don't have this permission to I don't have this permission
Yeah.
to adopt the belief that I am whole and perfect and complete. I just don't deserve that yet. That's the narrative in my head. I don't deserve that yet. This message that you're sharing is
Yeah.
no, you are.
Yeah.
You are, and adopt that from the beginning.
And what a wonderful message to share with everyone that hey, you don't have to keep working at what's already there.
Yeah.
I equate it to I did a triathlon in Malibu years ago, and on this particular day there was a huge rip tide, and I couldn't get out there for the life of me, and the waves were huge, and every time I got tumbled back in, I kept thinking, oh my gosh, before I get out there I might drown. And as I went out for probably the fifth time, one of the uh, people watching the race just grabbed me and he said, "Hey, you don't have to do this today." And I don't know what happened. I was like, "Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right." And then I skipped that part of the race and I got on my bike and um, and then I did the run. And I just remember um, that he gave me permission.
Yeah.
And it wasn't permission as the world would say, "Oh my gosh, you failed," or "You didn't even do that part of the race." It was like the freedom to be like, "Oh, wow, I'm choosing all my stress here. And I also am choosing not to risk drowning."
Yeah.
So this is kind of like, and there was
This
a
feels like
thank
a
you.
positive thing.
Exactly. So, in the same regard, my hope in sharing this news is to give people the permission to remember, hey, life is amazing and you are too, and you're whole, and that can never be taken away from you. And I'm here to just remind you, and I give you permission back
Hmm.
to just say, you know what, I don't have to go on this treadmill of life right now. I can just remember all that I am.
Yeah.
And there's such freedom and power in all
There is so much freedom. I have to say, even when I hear it now, I know that to be true.
Yeah.
Even when I hear it now, there's that small part of me that's like, that is way too selfish of a belief to carry. Like,
Mm,
we're almost conditioned into this shame of
mm.
not being good enough.
Or that you have to work for.
You got to work for it. Like, you must prove
Yeah.
it in some way. You
Yeah.
must earn your wholeness.
And
What do you say to that?
what do I say to that is
Yeah.
like the best response in regards to doubt is to share the good news and watch what happens.
Mm.
Because I think one of the things that prevent me from experience the wholeness and love within me is when I start making it about me. Oh, well, what do I need to do? What do I, what about me? What about me? And the people that I run into that are having the most difficult and most challenging parts of their day and life are the ones who are constantly asking about me. And so one of the things
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
often say is like, when in doubt, focus out.
I love
Like
that.
when in doubt, and that's what it is. Like, oh, can I trust love? It's like, you know what? Well, try it out.
Yeah,
Forget it. Don't try it on yourself because you're clearly not getting it.
yeah, yeah.
Try it out on someone else. Share like, hey, you're loved and you're whole. Watch what happens.
This was something that really, really resonated with me. And as I think about my own journey here,
Yeah,
you gave me the permission early on to be like, don't worry about saying, I am whole.
yeah,
Practice saying, you are whole. Pick somebody else in your life, the barista at the coffee shop.
yeah,
Pick them
yeah.
and say, you are whole. And you don't even have to say it out loud. You
You
can just say
don't.
it in your
It's in
head.
your head. You
Just
just
see it, meet them without judgment. Try on the belief that they don't need to change anything about who they are in
right,
order to have inherent wholeness and completeness.
right.
And just see how that goes. Just try it out.
Just try it out.
Try it on like it's a new jacket and you're just going to see if it fits. Just see what happens. And over time, you are whole, and seeing that for other people
Right.
started to shine the light that was always within myself.
Yeah.
And then I started to be more okay with the belief of I am whole because I saw it for other people.
Yeah. Here's the barometer of knowing how love, how you're really experiencing it. You know it to the degree of you knowing it in someone else. So unless you see someone whole and know of it, you really can't see yourself whole and know of it. So in the same regard, if you're doubting um, how your wholeness is within yourself, then I can guarantee you, you're not going to think anybody else is whole. This is where our arrogance comes in. It's like thinking like, well, shit, if I can't be whole, then nobody else can be whole.
Yeah.
In the same regard, cool thing is that when we claim and know the wholeness of everyone around us, there is something within us, the spirit that says, yes, that means you are too.
You are too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of like the advice of what advice would you give to a friend who is in your situation?
Oh,
right? It's like somehow when we zoom out of our own internal thought process and our own internal drama,
Yeah.
we're able to give very wise advice. We give great advice to our friends. We just give
Yeah.
terrible advice to ourselves on like
Exactly.
how to handle this situation from a place of love.
Yeah.
And what you're saying is wholeness can be felt by feeling it for someone else. Wholeness can be experienced
Yes.
by experiencing it
Absolutely.
for someone else.
Yeah. I try and explain this in the class a lot of times. I tell people, watch what happens when you claim something like someone's wholeness, and think of someone that you're most challenged with,
Yeah.
and just pause for a second, think of them, and just say, I I see you and only see you in your wholeness, full of love, unconditionally. That is the only way that I've ever known you. And something miraculous, something unbelievable happens. And what happens is that you begin to experience for yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know why or how that happens. I just know that because we're claiming the truth that's in someone else, we begin to claim the truth within our own self, um, because we can only give that which we have. So if we're giving someone their wholeness, that must, I say that you can only give someone their wholeness because you yourself are whole.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
I buy it. I'm
I
in. I'm
okay.
in.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I
And
think
it's
that's
perfect
it.
timing.
Perfect timing, timing, money, and
Yeah.
circumstance. um, Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for sharing the good news.
Yeah.
The title is worth the time, money, and the
Mm.
circumstance of reading. Just to have this up as a reminder, you're perfectly whole. You just forgot.
Boy, we forgot.
So I just want to say a big thank you to you for reminding me of this message, reminding me of the good news throughout my life, and giving me the permission to make this a journey of exploration and
Yeah.
allowing me to take my own path. We often talk of a spiritual journey, and it is a journey. It's a lot of winding roads and dead ends and U-turns
Yeah.
and returning to what's always been true, which is that we're whole and
Yeah.
we always were.
Always will be.
So thank you very much. Love you.
Love you more.